get started right on time because we have an amazing panel today. Inspirational. This is the one that everyone gets excited for every year, so please forget to have early to be here. This is what we affectionately call our lived experience care, where you get to hear how workforce programs, the programs that all of you are devoting your lives and careers to, have changed the lives of some of our participants, including one of our business participants who works with some of our programs. So thank you all for your attention. I'm going to ask each of our participants here to introduce themselves, talk about what program they participate or participated in, and a little bit about their story. I'm going to start with Arthur.
Hello, my name is Arthur Samuel, and I am part of the Adult Learning Education Center. And I'm looking forward to starting my career and getting an education.
Thank you, Arthur.
Good morning. I'm Greg Johnson. I'm with the Workforce Connection in the DVOP, Disabled Veterans Outreach Specialist. The journey has been great. I'll say it that way. It's been a great journey into the position that I'm working in. I think they assist veterans in every manner that you can think of, from being homeless, being addicted to drugs, just looking for a job, and directing them in the right places to get help when they need it. And it's been a great year, and one of the things I like to brag about, I've also done that I like to brag about, is that last year I had one of the highest numbers in the state of New Mexico in placement and enrollment for veterans. So it's a successful.
And for everybody that actually the military you served in.
Formerly security specialist with the United States Air Force.
Oh, geez.
So, like, being nervous, and writing with accent area, I'm going to give a brief synopsis of what got me to, be on TANF, or what got me to Voice of City program. So, 2 years ago, my aunt was killed by a motorcycle was over 100 miles an hour, which combusted. We were not able to step her remains for 7 months. A day before her funeral, I put my younger cousin murdered. Almost exactly to the day, a year later, my brother passed away. The day before his service, my 17-year-old Nikki passed away, which is a child that I been raising. He thought he was much younger. But we talked to that. My daughter went into hospice. Shortly after that, he passed away. And saying all that, I wound up losing my job. I lost my apartment and eventually lost myself. And so I got into this program, and it does change my life. And it has changed a lot of other people's lives. And the story that I was embarrassed about has been able to help other participants to prosper to get on their right track. Hey, Mark.
My name is Mark Paul. I'm the CEO of Choice Recovery Path. Work with a lot of the guys I know. So we work with programs all over the states. We started a small pilot in Albuquerque. We do mental health and substance treatment. Basically, we help remove barriers to remove distance. We try to help what we do really well, so you guys can do what you do really well. By the time that was started in Albuquerque, ended up spreading to the southern part of the state, and then the east, now to the northern part of the state. But the goal was to really help people deal with the reasons they walk through doors to get the. We can't remove the barriers to volunteer, then whatever employment we get on the part. So we're help build a really solid foundation for what they do as a partner with you to do so.
Thanks. All of the fellows will speak right up into the mic, because it's we've got to get in there so that can hear you. So maybe we could start by having each of you talk a little bit about how you found the programs that you work with and district work, how you found the department to work with and what they're doing.
Okay, so about 7 years ago, I was homeless. I was getting out of trouble, and when I decided to actually change my life, I found Detective Jeff Jones with the Crisis Prevention Center, who directed me to Albuquerque for the homeless. And from there, they got me a case manager. I told my case manager that I wanted to get my education and, get back on track. So she actually directed me to a Adult Learning Center and at Hall, Mass. And he welcomed me with open arms. And from there, it just been taking off for me. And I'm really proud of this program because I feel that education is like the most important thing, not only for people like me that get a second chance, but also for the younger generation to come.
Thank you.
And I found my journey years ago, many years ago, and I started with the state once I got out of the Air Force. I worked for the state for 10 years and the Mexico as security manager, 5 levels. And then from there, I went from the state, I went into Indian gaming, where I was surveillance director for 2 different casinos building up the program. From there, I guess the story goes all the way back from where I shouldn't be here because of the fact that during my tour in the Air Force, I actually got pulled out of the helicopter, fell about 100 feet, and from here, retired. I worked for a large retailer for 15 years as their store manager. And one day I just started working and the PTSD set in and I said, that's it, I can't do it no more. And after 3 months of laying out at home, I decided, okay, I'm ready to go back. So I went down to the workforce to see what jobs they had available. And to be honest, I went to find a shuttle driver job and ended up being a D5. I was offered to apply for the job. His job's career advisor and Anthony Jink over there asked me, which one do you want to do, career or D5? And I said, well, what's a D5? But then he told me what a D5 was, and I did that. And ever since then, my journey within that department has been one of learning about different personality types. But the thing that got me was how to show compassion. And this time that I have in front of me, there's, oh God, it's a veteran that was on the street. And he came for help. We got in my house. Well, please don't make it. And he's doing well.
Internet. So that you've heard the short version of what got me into this situation. When I went in and applied for TANF, I had to do an internship with Parks and Recreation levels, and I didn't hear a word that the consultant said, and I was so consumed in my thoughts. Where we're jumping and I really be speaking that time. And I wanted getting one of the obligations that I had to do to stay on town was to do work experience, and I think that was the daddy rainbow care. And I was referred over to Waste that city, and I wound up like the first consultant that I was referred to was Stella, and I reached that city where I was in the middle of Stella, and she said, a little bit of extra time with me. She began a rapport with me about saying to tell my story and on my barriers, and not to be embarrassed, but to know that I reached out in that house so that I could be a better mother, a better employee, and a better person. She took that extra time. She allowed me the opportunity. I was placed at Northeast. I went in like a wrecking ball. My supervisor is here. I will apologize to her. She was patient with me. She was stern. She gave me a lot of directions, a lot of hard love that I needed, a lot of harsh words that I needed to take care of. And then there's just Stella. And the way Sarita world should know that they just Stella, she's the boss. But I went in as a wrecking ball. There's a situation. She followed all the way to the girl really Texas Stella. I was like, really nice she. And right, she only tells that she has to release a late step city person on all the legs. And then I was up and stop. So that wouldn't change his brain. I realized that this wasn't just an obligation that I needed to fill, but it was an opportunity for me to change direction from the path that I was on. I believed that was the turning point of where I am today. So 7 months ago, with my children, my son, my granddaughter, and I were converse.
When did you go?
Initially, living in a car. Sons did it to be in a self-state. 7 months ago, I didn't know who I was. Today, because of this program, because of the people who took that extra time, because of them offering that support to me, I'm willing to be proud. I'm prospering. I will never be able to pay Miss Stella back. I'll never be able to pay Jamie back. I will never be able to pay this program back. But by the story that I was so embarrassed about, is now the story that is helping other participants. The story that I didn't want anybody to know, but now the story I want everybody to know. And I think this program had me, everybody that played a role against me into the where I am today. I'm not permanently employed at this time, but I know that that's in the near future. And I have been obtaining permanent employment with the state of New Mexico to that goal. So, it's an FYI, I'm a free agent. Thank you.
Mark, how did we all get back to you?
So we started as a referral source. So somebody who was a coordinator in the central area asked me to come down and talk to them about being a referral for some of your participants. And when I walked through the office on Mountains, I was walking through the lobby, just like our lobby. The participants were the same. And we started talking, and I was like, well, what's your long-term goal? And they're like, well, it's employment. I was like, okay, but can we help them deal with the reasons they came here to begin with? Like when I talk to you guys about all those barriers, homelessness, addiction, mental health, food insecurity, social barriers, anything, what we were trying to do is deal with that. Because if we can deal with that, then we open up the door for you guys to do what you do. So I didn't know what you did, so I staffed you in your offices. And I want to every person in this room, and I mean this with all sincerity, thank you for what you do. It was shocking how much work you did. It was amazing to me to watch how far you guys go to help your participants. I mean, to the ends of the earth, but hours and hours to get people to where they go. And it's amazing that level of participation with your participants makes what we do so much easier, because they're seen, they're heard, they're cared for, they don't feel judged, they don't feel shamed, they don't feel what most of society just said. And that's why the level of success here is so noticeable. And now the combination of what you guys do with Outnation Plus, helping remove a lot of their barriers to build a foundation beneath them, stability, So when they go out to get a job, they can actually, and by the way, they can take their kids along that journey so that they don't have on the back of what this and that's what it means to get fed with that.
So I think Mel shared a little bit about the resource and services we use, but what did the staff and the program do that was really the key for your success?
Well, as soon as I walked into the adult ed, it was amazing. They nurtured, wanted me to know that everything, even though I came from a background with diversity and trouble, that I still can make it. They also said that there's nothing I can't accomplish with just help. And I thank the adult ed for everything that they have done since I walked into this door. And the thing is, I look at myself as fortunate to be speaking in front of you guys now, telling my story. Telling you guys that I have came from nothing to something now. And it's all because of the adult ed and these programs of workforce provides. Because without this program, none of this to be possible. Nothing. And I thank everybody here today for listening. And I thank everybody from the workforce and adult ed for giving me an opportunity to share with you guys.
Good.
When I came on board from this workforce, I was kind of like, am I stepping out of my league, or should I be doing something else? I had a lot of confusion on it, but at the workforce, the staff that works there were supportive. They gave me advice when I needed to know something. They were willing to provide me with that information to make my journey at the FIFA a little bit more smoother. It's also just camaraderie that's within that office space is something that, as a military man, we look at. Camaraderie is very important to us. Who's got my six? I got your six. And I found my whole entire office that had my six. And that was what settled me in and really started to focus in on doing the job as best as I could. Karen, Anthony, and several other, Rob, David Trigg, they were all supportive of me during that transitional period of the first 6 months. I was like a little brat. I think it was like, but I settled in and really started to grow into the job, and then discovered my talents and was supported in using those talents that I had and expand on them to make me be successful. So I thank them, man. I need their hands up because I was like that. I'm glad where I'm at, and I wish I had done this 30 years ago. Really. This is the job I should take. 30 years stuff. You can say. Thank you all.
What's it up?
We listen.
So, I think I kind of spoke a little bit about coming in as a wrecking ball and just culturally not present. The Wage Subsidy program is a 12-month program. It allows you to have traditional food stamp and then I know you have $150 to get support policy. These little things to stop people working things failed. And the homeless and sleeping in our car has made the decision about getting a major car payment for AI storage. Try to pay my car. Is that what that called? And So I lost my storage and I lost the virus and stuff. Just like realistic things. So I lost my slip, it was past. I lost memories, I lost a lot of things. That's something that my supervisor told me that I was experiencing. So I didn't have a lot of things and they told me that I needed to go. I needed to start applying to jobs, and I needed to do this, I needed to do that. They had this grand plan for me. I didn't understand that they really cared about where I was going, but what direction I wanted to be taking. I was just kind of fighting the pop step again, and I was just told like to keep my subsidies, but I didn't believe that they believed the rules. So on one of my little outbursts, and probably the third time that I had cleared on Jamie and told her that I was leaving, and I was going to tell Stella to move again because things were not going my way, and she would talk to me and always had the right words to say. And I would walk out of her office, and she'd say, "I see you tomorrow morning," and I said, "Okay, stay late." And I show up tomorrow morning, and I never shot college drill, and asked her to move me. And, but, so one day I went into Jamie's office, and I said, "I was gonna get a good fighting box," and I said it was not for me, but it said that it was a year. And I told her, I have vision, I have that something they could help a lot of the previous steps lately with this steps. There was all this administrative stuff that we needed to do, we needed to get paperwork done, and we need to, there was policies and procedure that needed to be followed. So I told her I was in order for these kids to be able to follow those policies and procedures and the obligations that were put forth to receive subsidies. Our vision are just as barriers. She got a closer door, and I was like, "Oh no, she's gonna call us Stella again." Like being Miss Stella, and she did. She's out there. She lived slowly and started asking me all kinds of questions. Like days reporting me just tapping my brain. When you think about this, and we think about this, and prior to being homeless and prior to being in a situation, I was well established. I had a career, I had a loan, I was project director for 13 years. So I had a lot of resources. Like I had a lot of resources. I had a lot of personal connections to these resources. Because I had helped me to at least, I had both parents with bio parents that they showed me in my custody. And I knew all these services. But when I was in my work camps, I couldn't even get those services to work for me because I was so restaurant. I was where I was wanting to live. But more importantly, what my kids were wanting to do. Jamie listened to me. She heard me. And she acted on it. She allowed me to open my room and fly. I've been able to bring nonprofits. And actually up here talking to Mr. Mark over here, and it happens how to put out to our career consultants out there, and I'm always networking. But she believed in me. She saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and so she's allowed me to work with participants. I've got some into shelter, like for housing. I've helped them get services, and in doing so, not only did I help those patients, and the Jamie does not even understand if that was the even like medics problem and certified before. So I just and believing in me to just start doing things that were not the norm of an admin. But she let me be outside of the box. She let me do what she wanted. Or she went to on a stage, she let me, and a lot of friends, she read and a lot of these and I appreciate that because I got the items and stuff. And I was going to be a teller. I felt certain people that are should help people with our similar situations. But it's like that issue that I think GR should have and we think know that with that our state.
A little context, I'm in recovery myself. I spent about 3.5 years homeless in this town, so I know exactly what everybody here is talking about. How we started is, we had one champion in this program. I'm starting out. Who really, what's helped most is to look at, there's probably 18 or 20 different programs in there. Everybody doing it independently, different jobs, but behind all those jobs is individuals. Because every single participant here has a unique set of circumstances, a unique life path, a unique need, a unique desire. I think the long-term goal here is to help people find purpose. What we're talking about is having a reason to get up out of bed every day. And so if we come through and look at, the challenging what we've normally done for a long time to see is there a way we can do it better. What's been most helpful for me is the willingness that you guys have to maybe look at things in a different way and to look at how we can help people overcome their individual struggles and errors, because it's unique to every person so that every person here has.
Oh, I did it.
So if we can look at those things differently, if we can find resources in the community, because there's no one program that can work team therapy mess, there's stone. But we can share resources and collaborate and find ways that collectively, everybody here is way more valuable than some of their parts. And to be able to come and see that differently is incredibly helpful to us and for a lot of the participants. Try to do our one little piece of this that you guys do some.
So since we have the program experts up here, what do you think could be done to improve the programs that you participate in, or even if you thought it was perfect, what would be sort of the next level of that program?
No, it's kind of hard to say because, I'm very new at this and getting involved in all this. And for the first time, I see all you guys as I want to thank each and one of you because you guys are the heart of these programs. You guys are the ones that put your heart and souls and nose to the ground for programs, for people like me to succeed, to come up. And so I thank you guys. Now, as far as making it better, with my situation is I don't think it's kind of more possible except for the fact is that we need more exposure. The program needs more exposure to let people know out there that there are programs out being exposed to help, to get you guys off the streets, to help you with addictions, with education, with jobs, to become somebody that you are not just stuck in one place. You can always go far if you want to. It's just up to you to actually do it. And I thank the workforce and I call Ed for giving me the support and showing that they do care. Because without them, I got, look at me, I'm always in trouble, in and out of trouble. And I walk through those doors and they say, forget the past, move forward. Open a new chapter of your life. And, all I can say is that I want them to keep doing what they do, but just get more exposure to the programs.
That's strange. What's your
Well, I think everything great starts with great leadership management. And I came on board with a management team, and I'm starting with the top all the way down. And one of the questions that introduced me to how a good manager should be and how they should be caring was Michelle Velarde. She's a great, I don't put her too high. Where is she? but and then it trickled down. Anthony James, fantastic manager, very caring, very cognitive of what was going on in the office spaces and his ability to resolve those issues. And it just keeps trickling down. I mean, I can stand here, or sit here and name all the managers that have played an important role. One of the things I think needs to be done is, and I think what I'm seeing is team building. Team building is something that is very important to any department. If you're not building that team and one person's lagging behind, you gotta be able to bring that person forward as a team member. And that's another thing that I think is something that was pointed out. Where's Max? He's hiding here somewhere. Max Montoya was a guy that says, "Hey, let's work as a team," but I didn't like the homework that you gave. I really did. But let me see it. So. If anything needs improvement, would just be the fact that we need to focus more as a team. Other than that, and financial support. Let's talk about it.
It's really outside and perfect with others. A lot of times we could see how this it's been through this small version. I think that in ISP and TANF, there is a population. A lot of people think by virtue of scheduling, suggested status decade on TANF or Dallas is getting. They also put in there they believe it's a one-stop shop, that they can just get referrals, they can get assistance, that they should get someone to help them with housing. I think that Mark spoke about collaborating. I think collaborating, getting the organizations out there, and that's what I'm trying to do with I personally folks and shop my verses. I'm trying to have them coming to our weekly meetings, talk about their programs, the funding, how to access those, how we can build it even more. So I'm on both sides of the spectrum. I'm just 10. I'm frazzled for just 10, but I'm also really stuffy and evaluating my office. So to make those all the programs that already by started out here, to collaborate with each other, to make our career consultants aware of the programs that are out there, the services that are provided, and how to access those things. And I think that always my vision is to have maybe a spin-off of the ISD office and the TANF office, and to have someone or a couple of individuals, employees that would be readily available to obtain the services for these people, or to really help these people face their barriers, get through their barriers. Because when I was in my situation, I had the knowledge of all these programs. I had helped many families as a foster parent to obtain sustain all this, but when I was in Vortex, I can do it myself. And I would call programs, numbers were disconnected. They sent into programs, they no longer there. It was just constant slap in the face. I just felt so defeated. But if there was people that were there to be able to guide them, to fill out that application, to do the follow-up documentation, to do those so very important necessary things that need to happen for these people, and to overcome their barriers. And I was talking to Mark earlier, and telling that, you can give us a house, you can give us a doctor, you can give us housing, you can give us monetary help subsidies, you can give us food stamps. But if we don't face and will overcome our careers, we're going to be in that same situation once that cycle burns out, and we'll start the process again. And it's like a generational curse. Basically, had help our participants see those kinds of things, and those long-term barriers behind it to be more successful as for them.
On a foundation. I mean, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist, by the way, but the reality that I learned early on is if I haven't dealt with the reasons that we showed up here to begin with, then the long-term goal is almost impossible. I know, obviously I'm speaking to the less mental health and substance issues. By the way, mental health doesn't have to be the big scary thing that it sounds like. It's probably something that every single person in this room has dealt with. It's depression, it's anxiety, it's loneliness, it's shame, it's guilt, it's loss. It's great. That's not enough. I can only imagine, if you are living in a car with your kids, what is your day-to-day life look like? How do you feel about yourself when you're constantly under stress, when you're constantly under anxiety, when you're constantly looking at yourself and comparing yourself to other people? That's self-help. And so we can't, to make it more of a foundational piece of the program to help people build super solid stability. Do you have a place to live? Do you have a place to sleep? Do you have clothes to use? Do you know where you're going to lay your head at? Because if you don't have your basic living needs met, everything else is really impossible. Because you don't get focus on. So if we can help that become more of a solid foundational piece of this program, because we started with that, it's that people can come to us for 8 months to build a really solid foundation for what they're doing. Then they can get out, they can get a job, they can actually see, they can have a long-term goal. That's what I would do. When we not see it does exist, but more enhancing on that, I think would be incredibly beneficial, because then you've built a foundation of stability that people can build on their lives.
So we're kind of coming to the close of the panel, and we'll give opportunities for questions. But just before I do that, tell us a little bit about what's next for each of you.
Well, I'm actually, when I first started going to the adult ed, I was going to go on to college and get my bachelor's in computer science. But recent events actually turned me into a different path where I'm actually interested in politics now. And, I look at where I've been and what I've done in my life, some bad, some good, but I also have a lot of experience as an addict, as being in trouble, as being homeless, and I feel like I give insight to help New Mexico get better again. We are a strong little state compared to others, and we have big troubles like other states. But I think that if we all come together and see what's really in front of us, we can help everybody that's homeless, that has been through addiction, that has been through any kind of abuse or anything. And it all starts with an education. And that's where I'm going, is I'm seeking to go into politics, to be honest.
To vote for you. I understand all that's the need to find your balance. Fred?
Right now, I'm battling an illness, cancer, and I just want to survive day to day, but do good day to day. I'm also looking at, I'm waiting for them, the approval, but to be on the Albuquerque Board of Veterans, charities, non-paid position, but I was telling my people, where's Liliana? Oh, there she is. Her and I were talking on the phone, and I'm saying I'm so bored sitting at home, I can't take this. And because of doctor's order side, I was like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. So she recommended the veteran, Albuquerque Veteran Board. She said, well, they're looking for volunteers. Why don't you apply for that? So I put my application in, I sent my resume to them, and I gave them a brief synopsis of me. So for me, looking forward in the future, got some new DevOps coming on board that I get to work with, get them trained up, and so that they can provide that good veteran service that we come to know. And so those are the things I'm looking forward to, and maybe running for governor in about 10 years.
Thank you. Introduction. So my future plans are, short-term goals are to obtain joint supporting grants, so the same the next job. To meet 100% of any subsidies. To purchase an auto that vital for my brand, which something the demo brand, it can be, and LP there. I want to be the one to change. I want to be the voice of people. I want to step in wherever people that don't have employees like for me down, most of them. I want to be able to get something that I always just remember everybody's close out. Danny told me that I should see things like projects speaking like this today. So have anxiety. And then the back shake, Thursday go down. The next.
What I'd like to do is continue to do what we're doing. I love my job. I absolutely love my job. I love that we get to meet people at the hardest part of their life and help them create a life they're madly in love with. And I'd love to be able to expand that. We started out with one little small office, one little place here in Albuquerque, and so spread it all over the state. And I'd love to be able to help your participants create the life that they want, that they want to do soon. And one vote for these guys.
So we have just a couple minutes left. Does anyone have any questions for our panel?
We got questions.
Questions you want to ask?
Well, it's really hard to sit up here and be vulnerable and share your personal stories and talk about your life experiences and talk at all in front of this big group of activity people. So let's have a huge round of applause.
Thank you all so much. Us cheers, bring up the thank you all the